Hey, what's up, crew? I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. I want to build hot rods. First project we're doing, not this, but this came with it. This is a early 40s Chevy pickup cab, I believe. I'm not sure exactly on the year. I don't even know where to look for the VIN. I don't know much about these. I know square bodies. I don't know these old jalopies. Pretty rough. Needs a lot of work. We're gonna get to that. Leave the paint. Probably the paint's kind of a cool factory green, I believe. Came with this straight axle. Also pretty rough, but it's there. It's got everything, all the components to it, I believe. I might put these wheels and tires on it just to roll it around. Those aren't permanent. So I'll show you the actual project. You saw a hint of the bed. Boom. So I got early 50s, 5-window, late 40s, early 50s, 5-window Chevy. It'd be really cool to get it into rat rod glory. Fender's pretty rough. Got a big bend here. We'll beat out. Here, obviously, I'm not going to buy any new panels for this. Maybe fenders. These rear fenders, these are pretty shot, but interior's not bad. This cab corner's shot. Who cares? The floor's not bad behind the seat. The floor gets pretty rough up here, though. Probably where the moisture was sitting. All this is, it's a body mount. It's going to have to be fixed. That's pretty brutal. I think that's the old e-brake, the old bright switch. Pretty brutal. Brake pedals just hanging out there. So, but who needs brakes? It's for quitters. Throttle cable or throttle pedals there. We might probably find some O'Reilly's pedal or something in the junkyard there. But yeah, you see this seam down here is rusted out, so I don't want to chase that with weld or try to patch that. So I might cut this out here too. You see where it rotted around the fenders. Pretty brutal there. You make these panels, but I kind of just want to build them. I want to learn how to do it all myself. So probably put a new panel in there, a new panel in over there. Haven't looked under all this matting yet. Looks pretty brutal. Big hole in the floor. This is a factory deal, I think. I think they just had a panel here if it was an automatic, and then they just did that when it was a manual, and then they had another panel they screwed on just so they could mass produce them. The floor is more than likely going to be cut off here forward, and I'm just going to try to build something because, I mean, you look over there, it's pretty brutal, so I don't really want to miss that. The gauges are pretty cool, and the steering wheel is really not in that bad a shape for being sitting outside as long as it did. Still got all this chrome, this window trim. May or may not retain that, I don't know. But yeah, this trim is just, actually, it's dinged up, but it's pretty cool for what it is. We'll do something with this hole, maybe put a radio in it, I don't know. Wheels and tires. Odometer here, couldn't tell you what it says because it's pretty brutal. Just cool gauges. I mean, even if they don't work, I might just run them because they're cool and they're old ratty looking. Steering column, original horn button, probably will never work again. Oh, factory gun rack, oh, not factory, but an old gun rack. How cool is that? I don't know how old it is, but it is pretty sweet. So that's staying for sure. Sorry, I'm getting used to this filming thing. That cab corner looked okay. This is rough over here. That's just bad. So we'll make a determination of what I'm going to do there. This one out, or just try to find another one. This half's good. The other half is just hammered with something. But it's pretty good looking rust patina there. I don't know what color the truck was. If it was this teal, the maroon. Apparently it had a sticker on 350. I don't think those are factory screws holding that emblem on. But the firewall for the cab is this maroon color. I don't know if that's a primer or what that is because it's under this blue, which I don't know if this blue looked like that at one point or what the deal is, but I mean, obviously it's pretty oxidized and worn. The guy had it under a tarp that I got it from, and you can see the tarp wear. So I'll take a probably light Scotch-Brite pad of that. Maybe try to make the color pop. Windshield, that little guy. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that little guy. Go back here. Kind of want to do like a race car rat rod, so we're going to delete this. I'll probably just weld this up, leave it. obviously beat that dent out. But leave this, sorry for the shadows, leave this on there. Make a panel, patch it, maybe put some rattle can on it, I don't know. That's to downforce. Yeah, that's downforce right there. So I'll probably beat this straight. I don't know how these go, if they keep going down or what the deal is here. Why this is bent like this. I don't think the other one is. I'll have to look some pictures of them, but I don't think that would go all the way down. Maybe it does. I don't. I guess it does because it has to line up with the steps. So that's cool. I come back here. Like I said, seat frame, seat pad. Probably going to reuse this. Not going to reuse that. This is kind of the funny part of this thing. So somebody, I know that these had chain tailgates. I don't know how factory that jalopy is. But if you look at this, and this is just some redneck ingenuity right there. So it's like a 1/4-inch plate with a whole roughly plasma cut in there. I mean, that's like a saw blade. It's so sharp. And then cool little mounting system. I don't know what they were thinking. This could have been done whenever. That's obviously going to get hacked off eventually and can go from there. The bed is really not in bad shape. I mean, it's in bad shape, but it's square. We carried it out and it looked semi-square. Might just take some square tubing and run it along here on the inside of this lip to just square it up a little more, and then we can do like a wood bed over the top, up top, since I'm going to try to C-notch the rear end, or notch the rear end up to fit the rear axle down in it so we can slam this bad boy. This isn't going to be a generic typical rat rod. It's gonna retain the truck look. This one's not. This one is. I got all the parts for it. I might as well use them. I figured, at least try to. If I get mad at it and change my mind, I get mad at it and change my mind. Funny how that works, right? Okay, we'll go up to my other truck here. Doors. We got the steps for the sides. We got, I think the guy said this was like a cowl for that green truck. It's not, but this is. There's just random metal pieces in here. He gave me everything he had, so use all that. I think both windows are actually good. I think one of them might have a crack in it, but whatever. Pine needles galore. All right, come in the truck. Sorry, the truck's a mess. Voila, old tailgate. Pretty cool. It's hammered, but like I said, rat rod. All right, we're gonna try to get the sand loaded, and you guys can watch along. All right, so we got this cab off. It was quite the chore. Sorry, my diesel's running in the background. We got it off. I did it myself. All my friends are still sleeping, so she's off. Like I said, it's pretty rough. This I think can be fixed. Put a bed on it. Nobody will know, right? I was filming off my AC unit right there, so sorry for that. All right, we'll get this bad boy unloaded here in a minute, and we'll go from there. As you can see, that didn't go super great yet. Waiting for my buddy to get here to help out. It's just something special right now. Got the hood off. That's my 57 Buick. That'll be featured eventually. It just needs a lot of work. But yeah, this is coming along nicely. Just trying to get it off. I need his help getting this clip off, and we'll be good. So we got the truck all mocked up. I can't say it's the coolest truck I've ever seen, but it's pretty freaking awesome. I'm kind of getting a hint of it here right now. It's the next day. We got it mocked up last night. We cut off the time lapse kind of early just because it was getting dark and kind of hard to see. So boom, there it is. That's kind of what I want it to look like. Obviously there's no door on the passenger side. I have it, it's just not on it. This was a big dent in the hood we beat out, my buddy and me. But I'm gonna get it sitting this low, maybe put an air splitter on it or an air dam, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I think it's pretty sweet. It needs obviously a ton of work, but I'm not doing any body work like I said, so that eliminates a lot of the work. It's just gonna be cutting and welding. Goal is to get it that low on those Hoosiers. I know they're not street legal tires, but yeah, whatever. It's pretty awesome if you ask me. We'll get glass for it. Goal is to keep this build under $2,000. So if I can keep it under $2,000, you know, I got a moneymaker here. I think it just is if I can do the frame right and get good welds on it and put a decent motor and trans in it. But I mean, something like this is just so freaking cool. So we'll be starting to cut on the frame today, and I'll show you guys the frame here in a sec. All right, so here's the frame we're gonna work with. I think it's a factory frame from, I don't know if it's from that truck or just from a truck. It's pretty straight. We kind of checked that yesterday. I got to cut, you know, these guys off because I don't think I'm going to run the steps. And if I do, I might just build some because those are all bent, if you can see just from sliding on and off a trailer. Actually, that's a lie. This one's bent. This one's, I think they're supposed to be angled like that. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Never built one of these trucks before. Sorry, it's early. My voice isn't woken up yet. But it's the original frame. Sorry, my shop's a mess. It's the original frame. Like I said, I kind of want to retain at least this portion of it under the cab. Obviously, I'm going to put a bunch of bracing in and do that. Tranny crossbar going to go. That's not going to work for me. Obviously, those brake lines are toast. I'll have to rebuild those. This motor mount job, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. It's not terrible. It's not great. They seem sturdy enough, but I don't know. This, like I said, this is going to be a cruising truck. It's not, doesn't have to be engineered to the max. I have no computer software to do this with. This is all just going to be a tape measure, some beer, and late nights. But yeah, this is the frame that's going to go under the truck. I'm going to notch it out about here to come up and over the rear axle that's going to sit down over it because it will be slammed. All right, so here's the frame we're going to work with. I think it's a factory frame from, I don't know if it's from that truck or just from a truck. It's pretty straight. We kind of checked that yesterday. I got to cut, you know, these guys off because I don't think I'm going to run the steps. And if I do, I might just build some because those are all bent, if you can see just from sliding on and off a trailer. Actually, that's a lie. This one's bent. This one's, I think they're supposed to be angled like that. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Never built one of these trucks before. Sorry, it's early. My voice isn't woken up yet. But it's the original frame. Sorry, my shop's a mess. It's the original frame. Like I said, I kind of want to retain at least this portion of it under the cab. Obviously, I'm going to put a bunch of bracing in and do that. Tranny crossbar going to go. That's not going to work for me. Obviously, those brake lines are toast. I'll have to rebuild those. This motor mount job, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. It's not terrible. It's not great. They seem sturdy enough, but I don't know. This, like I said, this is going to be a cruising truck. It's not, doesn't have to be engineered to the max. I have no computer software to do this with. This is all just going to be a tape measure, some beer, and late nights. But yeah, this is the frame that's going to go under the truck. I'm going to notch it out about here to come up and over the rear axle that's going to sit down over it because it will be slammed. Sorry. Thinking about running these wheels. They are Bart wheels. They're cool looking wheels. We're supposed to go in my race car, but I ordered 7-inch and I need to put 8 inches on it. That's a work in progress. That's right there. That's my other one. There's that. We'll worry about that later. But yeah, this is going to be the project right now, and see what it turns out like. Hey, bud. All right, so it's my dog. All right, so what we're gonna do here is this is the back side of the frame. I don't know why I keep zooming in. Back side of the frame. So from here to here, I'm gonna take a piece of that. I think it's 2x4 square tubing, and then I'm gonna run it. Just basically get it to fit in there, and then get it to fit in here. So if I do get rear-ended or something, the truck doesn't crumple, since it's about 8 pounds of rust. Or sorry, 8 pounds left of it, since it's all rusted away. I'd like to put a racing fuel cell or some kind of diffuser thing back here, just to kind of keep with the modern rat rod look, race car look. I'm a huge fan of race cars. I might cut this beam out or modify it somehow to fit a fuel cell under it. This toe setup, frankly, is going to go. I might leave that cross beam right here, but cut this guy out because it's not really needed. I want to get that 2x4 square tubing in here prior to cutting this all out, so that, I mean, if I do lap the frame off like in front of that hump, it's like right there where that level is, it doesn't, you know, kick to one way or something, so it's supported. I don't think it will. It's been sitting like this for a long time. I think the metal's just how it's going to be. But the reason I'm not cleaning the frame up, except where I'm going to weld, is I want the rusty look. I want it to look rusty. I'm going to run a cage, maybe, don't get ahead of myself, out of the back, and I'd like for the cage to come out and kind of be rusty as well. So I got a bunch of tubing, like I said, so we'll get to that.